Well, hello and welcome to this bonus video. My name is Allison Rozelle. I am an energy wellness and empowerment coach for Black women and women of color. I am also an intuitive oracle reader and a Usui Reiki master healer and teacher at the Sacred Pathway Academy. But this video is not going to be about Reiki. It's all about my favorite Oracle decks. So I have a problem. I'm addicted to buying Oracle cards. I love Oracle cards. This is no shade towards tarot cards, but tarot just does not speak to me. Not yet. I always leave room because you just never know. It's possible that maybe on down the line, tarot might be like, okay, you can come on. You can come on. It's good. We're good. But for now, we're just going to stick with Oracle cards because that is my love. Love them. So I wanted to share my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 favorite card decks with you. And I wanted to do this because I got so many people who loved my video review of the African Goddess Rising deck by Abiola Abrams. And see, I said it the way that she says that she wants us to say it, the African Goddess Rising deck, which incidentally is a new favorite. It's a new favorite. I love this deck. I love it so much. I love it because number one, I love Abiola Abrams, but number two, the cards are just freaking gorgeous. First of all, that outside though, that purple though, yeah, popping. And I love the different cards, the different African goddesses. And they're not even, it's not even just goddesses. She has on here different ancestors, queens, you name it, they're there. And I love that. And each one of them has she has the numbers and they all have these different colors and the different colors have different meanings. Some of it relates to your chakras, but if you read this book that comes with it, it gives you a great explanation of who the goddesses are, what they represent, where they're from, like their origin and everything, and what their guidance is. Excuse me. And also gives you a nice declaration / affirmation if you're wanting to just use the guidebook to get to know the cards. But they are beautiful. I love the book that comes with it. So these have become a fast favorite deck for me to use. Only thing is, I haven't given anyone a reading with these yet, but yeah, I think they're going to call out for me to use them in a reading pretty soon. Been giving myself readings with them. Love them. Love them. The next deck that is a favorite of mine, I bought these because I'm not a crystal aficionado. And I don't, I know them, but I don't know them the way I want to. So I got this to kind of help me learn about crystals. So this is the next one of my favorites. It is Daily Crystal Inspiration by Heather Espinoza. And I hope I'm saying her name right. But I like these cards. I think they're beautiful, first and foremost. They're not hard to learn at all. Let me just put it down here. So like this, beautiful green adventuring. And then it says, create your own luck. And that kind of makes me, with the green, think of Luck of the Irish, right? So create your own luck. And again, and I think it's a Hay House thing, right? Hay House decks come with these like awesome books that explain everything that you would want to know about the cards, and everything else. So, you have them, they're here in alphabetical order, and you just go through and what was that? Adventuring. So since I'm still learning, wanted to learn about these particular crystals or learn about crystals, it gives very like basic information, but it's really helpful. It's really helpful. So let's see. No, that's not right. Probably if I weren't trying to find it, then I would find it. Adventuring. Okay. So this one, create your own luck. And then it has, it says luck starts with you. Then it has an action or an affirmation rather that you can say. It says, I'm a magnet for good fortune. I am a magnet for good fortune. So, gives you questions if you like to use, if you're like me, I like to journal using my oracle cards. So I love that it gives you questions that you can answer regarding this. So like it says, do you believe that you are lucky? What area of your life could you use an infusion of luck? How can you stay open to opportunities? Those are really great questions to journal on because you really needed to search within yourself and get the answers. So I love these. I love the outside. Has all those beautiful crystals on there. So yeah, this deck is a deck that I love. And it's not even a deck that I would have really found on my own if not for someone else who I know who, was showing her pictures of this deck. So yeah, this was a fast favorite as well. So the next deck that I love, now this deck I use quite often. And I gotta tell you, I even use this to give myself a challenge for 14 days because the deck is called The Power of Surrender. The Power of Surrender by Judith Orlov. Now, the reason I did this is because one thing I know as a coach, as a healer, a lot of us have a huge problem with surrender, right? Because we feel like surrender is us giving up. Surrender means that I can't control this anymore or whatever. But guess what? You weren't in control in the first place. So these cards are awesome because what she does is she gives you either surrender this or it says surrender to. For instance, this one, it says surrender procrastination. Oh dear God, how many of us have a problem because we are chronic procrastinators? Yeah. So it says now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. So again, these are great journaling cards. I pulled these, like I said, for 14 days, and I had some really good revelations about the things that I needed to either surrender or surrender to. So like this one is a surrender to your full power. So it's telling you things that you need to release and things that you need to start receiving. So I'm like, wow, that is the power of the laws of reciprocity, right? Giving and receiving, having that delicate balance between the two. So I thought that was great. And it says, your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Hello. Who does not need to know stuff like that? So I mean, it's really, really good. And I had joked with someone, I can't remember who I was talking to, but I had said the thing about these cards though, just be careful because it's gonna get all up in your business. Like, dang, I really do need to work on that. That's really huge. Now this one did come with like a pamphlet / booklet. Cannot find it, but it really wasn't to me relevant to the deck, because since the verbiage, the instructions and everything are already on the cards, didn't really need that little pamphlet that came. But it was a good deck. It is a good deck, and I do use this quite often. The next deck that I love is by Kyle Gray. Now, I had a friend of mine turn me on to his decks, and this deck is one that I tried on the Hay House app for like a few days to just see how I felt about it, because I'm a Leo. I'm very loyal to like card creators or just about anything or anyone. If I find someone or something that I really love, I'm extremely loyal to that. So like my favorite card creator of all times is Colette Baron Reed, hands down. I have more of her decks than anybody. Anybody, because her decks just resonate with me so much. But this one took me by surprise. And you know, some of these decks are not like new decks. So some of you may be looking at this like, yeah, I know about these decks, girl. You late. I am, but it's all good. So these cards are gorgeous. What's interesting about these is they have that matte finish, so they're not glossy. I'm starting to, for some decks, gloss works, and then for some, I don't like it so much. I know that's weird, but you know, I don't like glossy for all of my decks. But for those that do have like this matte finish, it works, because oh my God, makes them like super simple to shuffle. They don't stick as much as some of the super glossy ones do. So I can just shuffle this one with like no problem. But what I love about this deck, excuse me, I'm a person who speaks with her ancestors on a regular basis. A lot of the angel decks don't resonate with me very much. I think it's just my cultural thing. Different strokes for different folks. Some people, they resonate very much, but for me, they don't. So these actually give me both, where you have angels and ancestors. So that is what I love. So, you know, you have the angels or the guardians. So you have like the animal guardian. And then you have just different ones. Let me see if I can pick one that I really like. Of course, I'm a moon lover. The moon. Take note of the intuitive messages. So this deck I really love. I'll be quite honest. I think because when I opened the deck and I started working with it immediately, I didn't really read the guidebook, but I'm thinking that I might go back through it and just take a look and look at some of the different spreads that are in here. Because again, a lot of great things about the Hay House decks is they give you suggestions for spreads. So, you know, it makes it kind of fun. You can start using them in different ways. But Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards, love the art, love the cards, the messages, all of that. So the next are, of course, by my favorite, Colette Baron Reed. So I'll start with this one. This Spirit Animal Oracle deck. This is the Big Daddy deck because it is 68 cards, which sometimes can make it very interesting when you're trying to shuffle. Thankfully, I have big hands. I'm a tall person and I have big hands. So if you have small hands, this might be a little challenging for you, but Colette never disappoints with her books that come with her decks. Very much, you know, a lot of information for you. Like I said, it's a lot. Look at that. And so, sometimes shuffling it can be a little daunting because it's so many of them. But at the same time, like I said, my hands are big, so I love them. Now, these are of her decks. These have the matte finish, which is great because, man, if these were glossy, I don't know if I would enjoy shuffling them so much, because since there are so many, it would be stuck a lot and that would annoy me so much. So I love these cards. I love the art of these cards, the way she captured these animals and insects in such beautiful ways. So she has dog spirit, be loyal to what you love. Leo, loyal. And then you have like the whale spirit. Electric eel spirit. So this one, I've had for a while, and I'm so in love with this deck. It's definitely a go-to deck for me. I always love it when I do readings for other people and spirit calls for me to use this deck. I'm like, yay! Because I love it. I love this deck so, so much. It's a beautiful deck. The box is gorgeous. And just put the little book back in there and boop, 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 put it together. Love it. Love this deck so, so much. So, so much. And last but not least, this one. Oh, I love the Shaman's Dream Oracle. It is my absolute favorite deck of Colette Baron-Reid's. It is my favorite ones. Now, this one she did with Alberto Villado. That's the book that comes with it. These cards are so beautiful, so powerful. I love the outside, the way that looks. Because, some of the people that I know that are tarot readers, they'll say, yeah, oracle cards are always these fluffy, really happy cards and everything else. And I think the reason why I love these cards so much is because they are not. They are not that. They are not, I'm going to give you a big bear hug, fluffy deck. They are very just powerful, and the graphics are just amazing. So like that, Lost in Space. This right here, love this card. Stranger, Curiosity. Yes. Sacred Contract with the Covenant. I love it. I love this deck so, so much. I use this deck. I haven't used it as often. When I first got it, I used it a lot, but I haven't here lately been called to use it. But I've been looking at it. I'm like, please, don't you wanna play? Don't you wanna? Because I love you. Sky Dancers, Surrender. So yeah, this is my deck. I love this deck so much. I've given readings with this deck that are just so freaking accurate that it is ridiculous. This deck is the deck that I feel can make you literally sit down. Like if you're standing up and I'm pulling cards for you, this deck will make you sit down. Like, whoa, how did you know? Because it goes deep. It goes deep. The everything about it is just, yeah, it's not, in my opinion, like your average of what people think an oracle deck is. It's not dark in a way of evil or anything like that, because I don't think any of them are. but it's dark in the fact of this is really good to make you go into the shadows and do the work. This goes into the depths of whatever it is that you are dealing with and you are not dealing with, that you're not addressing, that you're not working on. This deck right here, in my opinion, this is just my humble opinion. You have yours, I have mine, but this deck right here is the one that be like, listen, this is what you're dealing with, and you need to deal with it. You need to do the work and stop bullshitting and do the work. And that's what this deck, in my opinion, does. And I think that's why I like it, because I'm that coach that's basically like, yeah, you're dealing with something, or you have something that you're not dealing with, and you need to get to it. You need to deal with it. You got to do the work, boo. You got to do the work. Because if you don't do the work, then it's just like all of this stuff is in vain. I tell people all the time, I can give you readings from sun up to sundown. I can give you Reiki from sun up to sundown. But you know what? If you're not going to do the work, it's all in vain. This right here is going to call you on your bullshit. And that is why I love this deck so much. So I'm gonna put links in the description of all these cards. So if you like any of them, if you're intrigued by any of them, then you can go ahead and get you your deck if you don't have any of them, or the one that I showed you that you like. Um, Also, if you would like to book a reading with me, the link for that is also going to be in the description. And leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. What do you think of these decks? Do you use them? Do you have any of them? Let's talk about it. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share as well. So until next time, my name is Allison Rozelle, and I will see you then. Bye.